We warn them, if you do X, Y will happen, Y happens, and then all of a sudden, pun intended, the Obama administration goes, why? Of course they're not. They knew it would happen. They just don't care. Meaning what? They're sociopaths? They knew this stuff would happen? We'd get an influx of people at the border illegally, the economy would crash, government spending would go through the roof, and people wouldn't go to work, and they did it anyway. They did. Again, are they sociopaths? Here's another one. We warned them, if you show weakness internationally, you will get cowardice from weak people who take advantage of weaker people. Folks, I'm no interventionist overseas. I think you know that. I ran for office objecting to the Afghanistan prolonged war over there, the Iraq war. Having said that, we can't sit back on our hands all the time either and ignore the entire global environment, or we may find ourselves on the receiving end of some very bad things. So the Trump administration made a point of cutting off aid to the Palestinians a long time ago because they won't disavow terror. Here's an article from Reuters. We said, you may want to get rid of that money we're giving to the Palestinians. Trump cuts more than $200 million in U.S. aid to Palestinians. David Brunstrom in Reuters. Yeah, it was a good idea. I support that. You may not like it. You may not agree with it. That's fine. You're entitled to your own opinion. But Trump said, you guys may want to disavow the whole terror thing. When you do, maybe we'll give you some more cash. Well, what happened when Trump showed strength overseas? Well, we got this by Michael Goodwin, New York Post. Middle East peace deals were Trump's mission impossible, made possible. Michael Goodwin, December 2020. Why? Because, folks, whether you like Trump or not, Trump was not messing around. If you were to replace the word sticking with another letter in the beginning and get rid of the ST, he wasn't sticking around, if you know what I mean. You don't disavow terror? How about we just cut off the funding? Don't move the embassy to Jerusalem? Nah, we're going to do that. But there'll be an international war. Didn't see that coming. Why? Because they knew Trump wasn't sticking around, let's say. There'll never be a Middle East peace deal without the Palestinian issue being solved. Yeah, I think he got 3. Was it Sudan, Bahrain, and UAE? Weird how that happens when you show strength. See, the odd part about showing strength, which is not odd at all to sane people, is when you show strength, you typically don't have to use strength. But when you show weakness, you then typically have to use strength. Kind of odd how that works, right? Remember that war we had under the Reagan administration with the Soviet Union, hundreds of millions dead? You remember that one? No, I don't either, because it didn't happen. Because Reagan wasn't Neville Chamberlain. He wasn't sticking around, if you know what I mean. Well, we warned the Biden administration that maybe strength's a good idea, so then we don't have to use strength, because weakness will be taken advantage of by people who are cowards, and then we will have to actually use strength. Reuters, what's happening now? Many of the liberals who may be living in a cave, you may not know this, but we're on the verge of a war in the Middle East right now after the Trump peace deals, and now we've got Biden in office. Reuters, Israeli troops massed at Gaza border amid rocket fire, airstrikes, and clashes in Israel. Gosh, how did that happen? I don't know. Maybe we showed weakness. We're going to go back to the Iran deal. We're going to do another deal with the Death to America crowd. Who exactly thought that was a good idea?